So you're looking to buy a kilt. First kilt, you don't know what to do. It's what we're talking about today, Everyday KT 367. Things you need to consider when you're buying your first kilt. Now, before you even start down any path of research, the very first thing you need to do is establish your budget. How much money are you willing to spend on a kilt? That dictates every decision after that in the entire process of buying your first kilt. How much are you willing to spend? If you've only got $100 or so, well, you have a very narrow scope as to what you can do. If you have $300 to $500, that opens it up a whole hell of a lot. Actually, if you're going for like the $150 to $300 range, you're still open to a vast majority of the kilts out there. If you're looking for handmade, custom, all of that, you're looking at somewhere between $300 and $800. That is a whole separate discussion. But you're looking for your first kilt. Very first thing you have to do is identify your budget. How much money you're looking to spend. That will dictate what to do next. Okay, so you know how much you want to spend. Then you have to look at what kind of kilt are you looking for. You have your traditional, which are the pleated, tartan, maybe solid color, but usually tartan, and they're usually made of wool or polyviscose or an acrylic material. Real wool, going to be on the higher end of that budget. The polyviscose wool, lower end of that budget. If you're really going to go cheap, you're looking at like cotton and some other things, but I don't recommend the, $30 to $80 kilts. I don't recommend those because they're probably not very good quality. Unless you're catching somebody who's selling something on sale who normally has them at about $100, $150. That's a different story. So you got to figure out what kind of kilt. So you've got your traditionals, and you've got your great kilt. You could go old school, and that's that can get pretty expensive as well. Or you have your modern kilts, where you have utility style pockets, maybe not, tartan, solid, various materials. Chris mentioned 511. That's a great modern kilt. A bunch of different options that you have to look at. So you have to look at what kind of kilt you are buying. What style. Now, to understand what style, you got to know what you're doing in this kilt. Are you buying a kilt because you have a wedding to go to? Well, if you have a wedding to go to, odds are you're buying a tartan kilt. Might be a cheaper one, might be more expensive, depends on how many times you're going to wear it, but you're probably buying a tartan kilt. If you're buying one because you just want to buy a kilt and check it out, you're probably going to buy one on the lower end of the pricing scale. I suggest start out with a sport kilt. Economy sport kilt runs you about $60, $70. Velcro, washing machine, end of discussion. Just buy one of those, check it out. If you like it, fine, move on to something better. If you don't, you're not out a whole lot of money, and you still have an awesome kilt. The modern kilts, 511 is always a good place to start. Then you have UT kilts, you have Got kilt, you have, I'm trying to think of the different ones. On the mid to higher end, you've got Utila kilts, which is pretty much the Cadillac of modern kilts. But with the modern kilts, you're probably going to have a little bit more of a rough and tumble lifestyle with your kilt wearing. So you have to understand what you're doing. If you're going to do like a Tough Mudder or something like that, definitely want either a modern kilt or a sport kilt, something that you can beat up on and not worry about. Wedding, tartan kilt. Unless, well, I take that back. I have seen weddings where it's all modern, like full black, solid colored modern kilts. So I'll take that one back. I'll walk that one back a little bit. But a nicer kilt. So you know what you're doing, okay? Then you have to say, okay, I know I'm going to wearing it on a regular basis. For instance, let's use that as the example. I'm going to wear my kilt all the time. I'm going to wear it to the bar. I'm going to wear it to wherever I'm going. I'm going fishing in a boat. I'm probably going to have the thing on. I am going to do a charity 5K walk. I'm probably going to do that. I'm doing working on the deck, trying to fix it. I might be doing plumbing work. I'm going to work in your kilt. All of these things you have to keep in mind. So, you're going to have a daily wear kilt type thing. So, first and foremost, the first one you get, comfort. Make sure it's comfortable. Not just to wear, though. you have to be comfortable wearing it. So you have to look at this kilt and say, I think this looks badass, and I think I am going to feel badass wearing this kilt. I'd say, like, again, the modern kilts are a little bit easier to get into, price-wise, but the tartan ones, again, sport kilt, not bad to start out with. So you're looking at an everyday wear kilt, something like those would probably be a good bet. Stillwater kilts, fantastic daily wear tartan kilts. I love them to death. I have my very first real kilt, as you were, was a Stillwater heavyweight. It's my Irish saffron. Wears like iron. I still have it. It is awesome. It is definitely something you want to put into your closet of kilts, is a Stillwater heavyweight, because they're awesome and they wear like iron. So that might be a good idea for you to go, Stillwater. You could go UT kilts or Got kilt or any of the others who make that price range of kilts, where you're looking at somewhere between like $80 to $100, maybe up to $150, $200, somewhere in there. It isn't a whole lot of money, all things being said. It is going to last you. It's going to wear pretty well. And you have a little bit of flexibility. Do you want to go tartan? Do you want to go with the hybrid style, which is a tartan modern kilt? Very cool idea. I don't have one yet. I plan on buying one. Or you're going to go full-blown modern. Now, one thing to consider when you're looking at these modern kilts, outside of the, let's see, I think there are 2 or 3 kilt companies that do that, but the vast majority of modern kilts are one size. Like buying a pair of jeans. It either fits or it doesn't. I know Utilakilts has the new switchback. That moves with you. I think there's a couple of other companies out there that have Velcro in there somewhere. But you have to be very cognizant of what you're buying. So, you know your budget. You get an idea of what you're doing. And now you've got to decide on who you're buying from. So, you are spending, say, $150. You're looking for a kilt that's going to be worn on a regular basis. Now you need to know where you're getting it from. This is of the most important, of the most importance of all of the different options. Where is your kilt coming from? You must know who's making that kilt. There are more companies out there these days that are selling crap. The price is down sub 100, and they have a million different tartans or all of these different designs. They're actually made overseas, and they're made in some kind of factory, and they're basically crap. They are great if you are doing a mud run or you're going to a bar and you know that the odds of this kilt getting torn up are high to guaranteed. That's where the list stops. I have a couple of these kilts. I paid almost nothing for them, and I don't wear them. 1 or 2 of them I've given away to people as their first kilt. Just say, here, check it out. If you like wearing it, go buy a good one. This one sucks. But just try it, wear it around the house. You also have, I have a couple of them that I actually have torn open, ripped apart, and used the fabric as patches for other things. So know where your kilt comes from. Talk to the people who sell your kilt. Ask them where it's made. There are a handful of companies in the U.S. that do have their kilts made overseas, and by overseas I don't mean Scotland, I mean somewhere else. And not by a individual professional kilt maker. It's just a factory somewhere. There are a couple of kilt makers in the U.S. that I will vet that have their kilts made overseas because their quality standards are very high. Their requirements to ensure that the kilt that they get and the kilt that they give you is not crap. Only a couple of them. Most of these companies that have the really cheap kilts, I would not recommend. Most of the companies that I've seen that, you start looking at 150, 200 and higher, the odds are they're probably a better garment. Not just because it's costs more, but you'll be able to find information a lot more easily about the kilt, and you'll maybe be able to just talk to the kilt maker directly and say, hey, I need a whatever. Like, look at Angry Bastard kilts. Talk to that guy all the time. It's not a problem. you can get a hold of these people who have the mid to high level kilts really easy. You need a utility kilt? Call Michael. Really easy to get a hold of these people. It's the cheap ones you have to be careful of. So be careful where your kilt is made. So you know how much you're going to spend. You know where you're going to buy, wear this kilt. You know who's making the kilt. Now, the hard part. Okay, so you've got all these three things. Boom, you got the kilt. It shows up. You have to wait if it's a more expensive kilt because odds are they have to make it custom. But boom, you got your kilt. Now what do? You have to put the damn thing on. Most difficult part of this entire process. You can go through all of the genealogy, track your ancestry, say, look, I've got these people who, this is my ancestry, I tracked it down, it's this guy, he lives here, this is his tartan, I'm his descendant, boom, I have my kilt, it's ordered, yay, it shows up, you open it up, and if it has the pleat sewn together, take that stitch out, it's called the basting stitch, take it out very, very, very slowly and very carefully. I did a video on how to do that earlier. Go watch that, and it'll show you how to take those basting stitches out. But you got to wear it. So throw it on. Go to Walmart. Find someone in your area who has a kilt. Go out with that person and say, hey, I got a new kilt. I think it's awesome. Go. So you have the kilt. Now, if you've ordered a tradition or a modern kilt, you're pretty much ready to rock. But if you've got a traditional tartan kilt or a tartan kilt, pleats in the back, just an apron, then you have to worry about belt. Not that big of a deal, $20, $30. I got mine from USA Kilts, I think. Sparring. I'd suggest getting one from Donnie at Wyvern Leatherworks. It is going to run you a couple of $100, but it's awesome. And mine is 10 years old, and it's a badass sparring. So you can get something cheap to start with, but get a Wyvern sporran. Wyvern Leatherworks, Donnie is a master at sporran making. They are amazing. And then you have to worry about all the other crap that you may or may not want to get. Kilt hose, gillies, skein doos, and all the other things. Do you want to get a Prince Charlie jacket vest set? Do you want to get the formal stuff? Do you want to get the Renaissance fair type stuff? All of those discussions you have to have. But you still have to wear the damn thing. You have to put that kilt on, get out of the house, go do stuff. When you first get it, just wear it around the house. Wear it just casually. Just throw it on, sit down and watch some TV. Do what it is you do. Drive around the neighborhood wearing your kilt so you figure out that you don't have to adjust anymore because your pants are binding you up in the wrong spot. Go to the store. Go to the convenience store. Go to Walmart. Go places where there's tons of people, but it's not like, there's no pressure. Go to a Renaissance festival. Find a friend who has a kilt. Go hang out with them at the bar. The one that you go to all the time. Or one that you've never been to. Go do stuff. And as you wear that kilt more often, it will be easier for you. Some people, it's not a big deal. Most people, it takes a little getting used to because it's an entirely different animal. The attention you're going to get, how the thing acts while you're wearing it. Yes, sitting down without grabbing your pleats and arranging those is a pain in the ass because you sit on the wrong thing. It just feels weird. Again, with the attention. You've got to be cognizant of who's around here, what's going on, because people are going to want to talk to you more. You have to be ready to answer questions that you may have never had in your entire life. It's a whole list of things that you have to be ready for. But you still have to put that thing on the first time. So that's a very short version of what you need to know when you're buying your kilt. Got to know how much you're going to spend. You got to know what you're going to do in your kilt so you can determine what kind of kilt you're going to buy. You have to know where the kilt comes from so you can get a quality garment for the money that you're spending. And then you've got to wear the damn thing. So with that, I'm going to grab a Kiltology. This one. So, we are in the middle of a snowpocalypse. It sucks outside. It's cold. That's why I'm wearing pants again for like the third or fourth day in a row. I forgot my glasses upstairs, but that's fine. I'll figure this one out. So, Kiltology, Volume 2. It's on Amazon. Go buy a copy. Kiltology number 354, Snow and Driving. First off, wearing the kilt does make you a better driver. You don't have to adjust as often because the boys are not getting crushed by your pants. Now for the important part. Buying a bigger truck will not improve your ability to drive on snow or ice while you're talking on the phone and finishing your breakfast. If you can't drive in the snow in a normal car, do not buy a monster truck. The only thing you can do is to take more cars with you as you slide into the ditch and have a bigger repair bill. Not to mention, it'll be harder to find the lip gloss you dropped as you slide off the road. Can you guess what I'm worried about? So, why this? Wrote that when I was in Oklahoma. Blizzard, snowstorm. Just like we had here. Only problem is, it's Oklahoma. They're not prepared. And I am not joking when I tell you that there was some woman driving her monster truck, or it was either hers or a borrowed monster truck SUV shenanigans, massive thing. Literally had a sandwich in one hand and a lipstick in the other hand, trying to drive with like 6 inches of snow on the road. Asinine as hell. Don't be that person. So, be cognizant of what you're going to do with your kilt. Make sure you know where it comes from. Make sure you know how much you're going to spend. And make sure of all the other crap you're going to buy if you do. Again, starter kilt, I always suggest go to sportkilt.com. Go buy one from them. If you're looking for a good modern kilt. Entry level, you're looking at UT Kilts and Got Kilt. 511 Tactical also has a great entry level kilt. Remember, these do not have any play in their sizing. It either fits or it doesn't. And that's it. Tartan kilts, again, UT Got Kilt. Angry Bastard does a good kilt. Geez, there's so many other ones that I can't. There's all the custom ones, of course. You can go to Scott Webb if you want a really expensive one. If you want a really, really high-end modern kilt, obviously go to Utility Kilts. And if I forgot your company, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to rattle off all the best ones I can think of. So with that, I'm going to let you go. You guys have a good night. Tomorrow's Monday. Make sure you get plenty of coffee. Stay warm tonight. It's cold as shit outside. And I will see you tomorrow. Be strong. Put a kilt on.